This is going to be for Drums Make Me Happy. We're going to talk about overheads for a second. There's 3 different types you can do. Now, I've seen a lot of other people doing some cool stuff. You can do, like we used to run a microphone over here, a microphone on the ride. I've seen on some professional setups, they're running small microphones. I really don't know what they are underneath every single cymbal to get a lot of good separation. And you want separation because then you have more control over your mix. We used to have this stand, this microphone stand used to be back here, and it came up here and would come almost over where my head, like where the seat is, it would be almost over my head, and it was in an XY pattern, and it worked really well. But when I got the big black drum set, we moved it to the front, and now it's also mounted to the rack. And we had it in an XY for quite a while, and I wasn't liking it. We separated this into a spaced pair. I didn't like that. Now they're in an ORTF pattern, and that's how I've done a lot of the last songs. They've been really good. ORTF looks this way, where they're kind of opposite each other. XY is where they're like X'd, and this microphone's facing that way, but they're together. And this particular thing is like an adapter, the Rode adapter, that goes on the end of the mic stand. And if you look up here, it actually tells you right here, ORTF, ORTF, and then up here at the top, ORTF. That's the angles that you should put the microphones at. Like this one right here should be at this 110 degrees, and this should be 110 degrees this way. The XY is also the same. It's right here. And it has this one going that way and this one going that way. They're going to be crossed to each other though, like this. It'll look like an X. Drums Make Me Happy said he has 2 different microphones for overheads. I personally don't have a problem with that. I don't think that's the best idea. If you're going to do a spaced pair, I would say figure out which microphone sounds better for what frequencies. I don't know what you're using. Because what you're going to do, the proper way to do a spaced pair is you measure from either the center of the drum set, now this is a little bit bigger, or the center of the snare up. And I forget how to do it. You have to look online. You go up that way and then you go this way. And you'll notice in the proper photo, they're not evenly height. You don't just stick them across from each other and point them down or something like that. There's actually a science to a spaced pair. I would figure out which one gives what frequencies better and move them accordingly. Like if one's picking up the drums better, use that in a certain way to pick up the drums. If one's picking up the cymbals better, put that, more in the middle to try and get all the cymbals. So it's not necessarily a spaced pair. They're just kind of over the drums. It might not be correct. I'm going to try and show this with the camera instead of doing a screen capture just because I'm lazy at the moment. These are the overheads right here. I'm going to do this. I know there's a glare and I hope it's not flickering. When you're doing that, check the hills and the valleys. See this? See how this is up and that one's up, this one's down and that one's down? That's what you want. You want these to match. But what you're going to do, if they don't match, you're going to right click on one of them on the WAV file, right click on it. It's going to open this menu. You're going to go to Item Settings. It's going to open up this next window. You're going to scroll down to where it says Invert Polarity or Phase. You're going to click that. If they match, don't do that. If they don't match, do that. See how this one is down and that one's up? This is up and this is down. They're going to cancel each other out and make your drums not sound very good, especially when you're talking about overheads. So you can see right now where this is, see where the peak is, that's up, but the one above it is down. This is your right and left overheads on this particular computer. This is up, this is down. When you record, it's fine. Leave it alone when you record. After you record, check those on your overheads, and then if they look that way, hit it again, invert polarity, and it matches. See how now it's up with up and down with down? That's what you want. That will help you as well with your overheads. Microphones are expensive. I get it. You don't always have all these matching name brand things. You're trying to use what you got. I get it. So that's what I would do. I would take one microphone, and like, even if they're not even a spaced pair or XY or ORTF, I'd be like, okay, well, maybe I have one here and maybe I have one here. Maybe they're almost next to each other, but that's what's making it sound good for now. And then check your polarity, and that's it. That should help you at least for now. But if you are going to do a spaced pair, do the measuring thing. Don't just stick like one over here and one over there and make them even in the air, you know, don't just randomly select where they go. That's not how you do it. Or don't just point it over here, you know, because this is kind of the area you want, and don't just point it over here because that's the area you want. There is a science to it, even if your microphones don't match. If you do end up getting money or wanting to spend money, the first thing I would do is get two microphones that match. Either buy one of the other one that you already have, or buy two brand new ones. And then I would take whatever the extra one is, and I would do a room mic like what we have, but do it correctly. It's supposed to be down and kind of, you know, so many feet out in front of the drums, and you're picking up the room. It kind of gives it more of a natural reverb, almost like you're sitting in a room. It makes it a big sound. It gives your drums a bigger, fuller sound. It's kind of like getting your drums into the overheads. But that's what I would do if I had money. Like in your situation, you got to mic up your side snare and then a room mic. So if you don't have that already, that's what I would do. Maybe buy a pair of overheads and use those two microphones you have right now, one on the snare, one in the room. There's many options. I hope all that helps you somehow. And whoever watches this is mostly for Drums Make Me Happy, but if you watch this quick little thing, then hope it helps you.